Guess what, Michigan fans? You think I don't like your football team. I have no reason to not, and I like them a lot this week against Washington. Roman
Okay, this is
Tomashoff
why you brought me
of
here.
Locked On Huskies is here. Give me a reason to like Washington. Well, first, let me give you my reasons why I like Michigan. I'm probably going to make this a best bet, which Michigan fans, I apologize in advance for placing that curse upon your team. But the reason I like Michigan big, they got beat last week. They're back at home. Washington's got to go 3 time zones away. I always forget Michigan's in the Eastern time zone. Washington has not been a good team on the road. Washington's missing a couple players on the offensive line. I see this as a revenge spot after last year's game in Husky Stadium as well. Everything is there to me for Michigan to go win this game by, 20.
Let me give you a couple of fun facts here, Spencer. And I wanted to point at you with the pen just for dramatic effect. One of my biggest questions is Justice Haynes going to play in this game? Like, that is something that I think is really important because Washington is a top 10 run defense in the country right now, allowing 82.8 yards per game, which I believe ranks 8th nationally. So that's something I think is an important part of this. The offensive line questions, if John Mills and Carver Willis, their left guard and left tackle respectively, are unable to play, are very fair. But let me just throw a name at you who has been one of the best players in college football this year, regardless of position. DeMond Williams Jr. has arrived. And I just watching this kid every week is so much fun. And I'm going to throw another fun fact. Let me grab my pen again so I can just point at you like this.
Yep, go ahead. You go right ahead.
Spencer, what is Washington's record on the road this year?
I believe it is 2-0.
It is 2-0. And
2-0.
One of those wins was a 3 time zone win at Maryland.
That's true.
Definitely seeing some improvement in that department. It's a step in the right direction, which is all you can ask for. But I look at this game and in my preseason predictions, I have Washington losing this game. I'll admit that. I will own up to that. But I don't like Michigan big. I think this is going to be a really close game.
Look, Michigan only has, because their passing offense isn't there yet. I do believe it'll get there one day, maybe not this season even. I think they need to reload at receiver in the offseason with the transfer portal. But if they beat Washington, yeah, it might not actually be by 25 or 30 because it's not fully in their DNA. You know, they have to have such a good team because of their style to truly win a game by 40, 50 points. They have to break a lot of explosive runs, especially with this team. However, the more physical team in the trenches usually winds up winning. That game that you mentioned, or the 2 games that you mentioned for Washington's road victories, came against Maryland, 3 time zones away, and Washington State, a couple of hours away. And oh, by the way, before Washington staged a phenomenal comeback, what was the score of the Maryland game?
It was 20-0 at one point.
It was 20 to nothing.
What was the final score?
The final score was 7-24?
24-20.
24-20. 24-20, yes. An incredible job by Washington, and one that should inspire confidence in Husky fans that they can indeed play away from Husky Stadium and win a football game. However, this Michigan team is not going to surrender a 20-0 lead. They're built to control a game when they have that sort of lead. That is the way that Sharon Moore has them made. They are old school Stanford, new school Michigan. It's all one and the same when I watch it play out on the football field each and every Saturday. So Michigan in this spot is probably one of my favorite picks of the week. I am supremely confident because how often do I think Washington's improved? Yeah. I picked them to go over their win total of 7.5 this year. They're well on their way to doing that. But I don't think this is a game that they have shown me enough. This would be the best road win of the Jedd Fisch era by far. And while there's some progress, Washington State is not very good. And they were down 20-0 at Maryland and needed a little magic.
Whoa. First of all, best road win of Jedd Fisch's UW career. It's a very low bar right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the best road win? Maryland?
Probably Maryland, yeah, because there are only two.
There are only two.
But hey, that Wazoo team just went to put up a fight in Oxford. Like I have to take my hat off to them for doing.
They
that.
did. They played a heck of a football game.
They absolutely did.
No doubt about it. Zevi Eckhouse he's pretty good.
Zevi, but yeah.
Zevi. Sorry.
Hey, we got that. Hey, I had to respect him after what happened in that Apple Cup game as well.
He's good.
But no, I do hear what you're saying when it comes to the trenches especially. And the one thing that you say is, yeah, Michigan is built to hold on to a 20-0 lead, but I don't think they're going to jump out to a 20-0 lead in a game like this. Like whatever the over-under is from our good friends over at FanDuel, I would take the under in this game. I feel like it's going to be a hard-fought, low-scoring game where I like Washington's ability to strike quickly and score because of the weapons that they have on the outside, because of how young guys have emerged, like true freshman wide receivers, Braden Vines, Bright, and Desmond Roebuck, alongside one of the best pass catchers in the country, and Denzel Boston. I love what DeMond Williams brings from a dual threat perspective. This Washington offense is built to strike quickly, and it is top 3 in the Big Ten in yards per game. It is top 5 in the Big Ten in points per game. This has been a really efficient and explosive offense all season long. Like outside of the Ohio State game, this team has shown that it's taking tremendous steps in the right direction. And I think Michigan is a good defense. I don't think it's as good as Ohio State's defense by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
So
Ohio State is the best defense in all of college football.
It definitely does. But I look at this game, and no matter the outcome, I think that this is a very different Washington team. The biggest question that I have outside of the health in the trenches is, are you going to get out of your own way early in this game? Because you go from, again, taking the Ohio State game out of it, where Washington didn't score a touchdown in that game and then didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter of the Maryland game. The point here is slow starts. Washington has gotten off to slow starts and not gotten out of their own ways. You go down 10-0 against Rutgers as well, and then you're able to storm back, and DeMond Williams post the most total yards in school history with 538. You were able to get out of your own way there, but are you going to do that early in the Big House? Because if that does happen, if you do stumble early in that game, Michigan is going to take advantage. I think that Jedd Fisch and this coaching staff have done a good job trying to change things up, and I think that's going to show. And again, this is going to be a really fun, well-fought game.
Yeah, it is. It's big noon kickoff, and it's an awesome matchup, and a lot of people are clamoring this week for Washington to be ranked in the top 25 at 5-1, which I understand. They are in my receiving votes category at the moment, because I do worry about the first half of football that they have been playing over the last couple of games. And look, it's 4-quarter football game, but the biggest reason I'm confident in Michigan in this spot is the fact that they're coming home after that game against USC, and the Washington, even at home, has not always gotten off to great starts, particularly on offense. And I think when you are on the road against this Michigan defense, I just don't think that you can afford that. So the biggest key for Washington, they've got to be able to put up, I think, at least 10 points in the first half. At least 10. If they have an Ohio State, and I don't think Michigan's Ohio State, but I think they're closer to Ohio State than Michigan's defense is to what you saw with Maryland's defense.
They got 2 nice edge rushers. I thought you were going to say Rutgers.
Either one. Either one, quite frankly. I like Michigan in this spot. I don't love the Michigan offense. And look, I would certainly love to see Justice Haynes play in this football game, and I would feel more confident because his ability to break big runs is just such a huge part of what the Wolverines do successfully on offense this year. And that can make life easier for Bryce Underwood as well. Whether he plays or not, I like Michigan 21-13. I think they win this game.
I wouldn't consider that big from, how we started this, but I like where you're going with that.
Fair. Let me just do a mild amendment here in real time because I'm allowed to do so. My name's on the show.
All right.
If Justice Haynes doesn't play 21-13, Justice Haynes does play 28-13. How about that?
I don't know if I agree with you there, but
okay.
I don't do score predictions because I'm a jinx, so I will just refrain from that for now.
Yeah, coward's the word you're looking for, but that's okay. We like him anyway. Roman Tomashoff, Locked On Huskies. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone listening. I'll see you next time. And until then, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.